Good morning, Jackednnerdy fans. Welcome to another review video. Today we are reviewing the new action thriller starring Russell Crowe and Liam Hemsworth. That is Land of Bad. Before we jump into that review though, as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you guys never miss out on a video. And if you do enjoy our content, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. We greatly appreciate your support. So, with that out of the way, I thought I'd just do a very quick review video this week for the new action thriller Land of Bad. A trailer dropped roughly about a month ago, 2 months ago for this film. It came out of nowhere. It's a very, very kind of low budget-esque, straight to kind of streaming film, but what drew my attention to it is that you have the great Russell Crowe, Liam Hemsworth. You even have Liam's older brother Luke in the mix as well. So it's a bit of a family affair there with the Hemsworth brothers and of course the great Russell Crowe. And as always with these kinds of military movies, they always draw my attention, so I thought, why not, let's give it a go. So basically this film was made pretty much here in Australia for a very, very modest 1.8 million. Sorry, not 1.8 million, sorry, 18 million. I do apologise. But even still, a very, very modest budget. 18 million. It's already made 1.8 at the box office, and it's only been out for about 2 to 3 days. So it's off to a good start. As I said, though, it's a very, very low budget film made here in Australia. Basically depicts the story of a tier 1 operators, Delta Force, on a mission to secure an asset. They've got a very green newbie with them who's on loan from the Air Force, who basically is their tech guy, being used to communicate with the drones and what have you. They basically get ambushed, feared for dead, and it's very, very, very reminiscent of Behind Enemy Lines. If you're a fan of the old Behind Enemy Lines, you will enjoy this movie. I thought, look, you know what? I thought for such a low budget film, it was done very, very well. At no point did I find myself feeling that it was boring, twiddling my thumbs. I found lately, especially on Netflix, there's a lot of very B-grade, even D-grade action movies on there that have just gone straight to streaming, and I quite often find myself getting bored and switching it off after the first 20 minutes. This was not one of those films. I sat all the way through it. Thought it was very, very engaging. I loved Russell Crowe and his character. I mean, Russell Crowe's a brilliant actor, across the board. You can't fault him. And I really enjoyed watching his character on screen. He brought this person to life very, very well, and I found him very relatable. Liam Hemsworth, I've been hit and miss with him over his career. Sometimes I can find him just very much a wet blanket, as we like to say here in Australia, but he plays very wussy kind of characters, and I don't really see him as a legitimate action kind of star, but he did very, very well in this film, I have to say. He was quite good. There's also Ricky Whittle, who's a fantastic actor. He was in it as well. His Luke Hemsworth, I felt, did a really good job as well. So across the board, it was very, very well done. Probably one of the big things I loved about it is that there's very little to no CG. They used practical effects for all the military stuff. All the explosions and everything were predominantly live action, actual explosives, very little CG. So I liked that element, because with these things, if you're doing something really ground level, basic kind of military things. I'd much rather you use practical effects rather than CG, because I still find the CG to be very off-putting and obviously fake. So they did very, very well, you know, and I think like with them having the modest budget of only 18 million, I think that worked in its favour because they couldn't afford the CG kind of things, so they stuck with the practical, which is a lot cheaper. So, look, all in all, I really enjoyed this film. Like I said, it's a good no-brainer action film. You know, you don't have to think a lot. You can just basically sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, which is really, really good. Exactly what I wanted on a Sunday night, you know, when I was just sitting back, having a couple of drinks. So I really, really enjoyed it. It's doing reasonably well with critics. It's got a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDB. It's sitting around 56% on Rotten Tomatoes, which, you know, for such a low-budget film with not a lot of publicity, you know, because it only got... I only just saw a couple of trailers on, like, Facebook and Instagram. I didn't see anything on real mainstream kind of media. So, yeah, the kind of the more mainstream advertising. So very, very low budget in principle, but also low budget in terms of marketing. So look, I think it's scoring fairly reasonable, all things considered. I mean, you don't expect, you know, groundbreaking from such, you know, these types of films. So all in all, I really enjoyed it. Like, that's the thing. This is a movie that you can just kind of put on in the background on a Sunday night. You know, don't want to think too much before the week ahead. So, look, would I watch it again? Yeah, maybe, probably. You know, like I said, Russell Crowe's really, really good in this. I thoroughly enjoyed seeing him on screen. His character was really compelling. I really wish we could see more Russell Crowe these days, you know. Physically, he's a bit past his prime, you know, but you know what? Acting-wise, he is still 100% on par, you know. So I'd really love to see more Russell Crowe in movies, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. But I look forward to anything that he does. So, that being said, so what would I score it? I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10, you know. Enjoyable, absolutely, you know, fun ride, you know. There's very little I could criticize about this film because it is so bare bones basic, you know. There's just very little to criticize about it. Practical effects were good, acting was good, story was decent, so why not, you know, all round I'd give it a 6 to a 7 out of 10 just on principle. Again, would I watch it again? Yeah, probably. You know, if I didn't have anything else to do, and I saw it on streaming. But, you know, I mean, that being said, there are lots of other military movies that I enjoy much, much better. You know, 13 Hours, Black Hawk Down, you know, The Rock, you know, all of those types of films, absolutely love. You know, I'd watch them over this. However, in a pinch, no brainer. Flick this on, have a great time. So, that is my very quick review for Land of Bad. If you've watched it yourself, hit me up in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think. Don't worry, we got heaps more content coming out over the next month. We've got Drive Away Dolls coming out this week, which I'll be doing a review of either Thursday or Friday. We've got June 2 coming out at the end of the month, which we will be reviewing. We've also got the HBO series Masters of Air, which will be finishing up sometime in the next couple of weeks. We got horror films like Imaginary. We've got Roadhouse that's coming to, is it Amazon or Paramount? One of those two next month. We've got Ghostbusters, Godzilla vs. Kong. We got heaps more content, and we've got plenty of unboxing videos and reviews coming out as well. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our content. And if you do enjoy these videos, as I said, give the video a thumbs up. It supports the channel immensely, and we look forward to seeing you all guys at the next video. So until then, guys, stay jacked and stay nerdy.